Hello, dear students. So now today we would move ahead in this first chapter of class 10th history, that is the rise of nationalism in Europe. So there we were discussing the making of nationalism in Europe. So many points we have discussed. So in that one sequence we have some few more points now. That is the next point is the age of revolution now. Okay. So this period means 1830 to 1848. So this period is known as age of revolution. Okay, so it can be asked separately in the question about age of revolution. So these point, all the points you have to discuss which I am telling you today. Okay, under the age of revolution. Okay, so this period between 1830 and 1848, this period, this complete period is known as age of revolution. What happened during those period was quite revolutionary, means some changing was there in France, in Belgium, in Greek. Okay, so there were some change there. Okay, in all these countries there. Okay, so age of revolution, that is why we call it. Okay, so now if you are talking about the revolutionaries, so what are the revolutionaries, who were the revolutionaries? Okay, so now if you see, revolutionaries were educated middle class elite. Okay, they were educated person. Okay, they were educated middle class elite, they were professors, they were school teachers, class commercial middle classes. So all these are known as the revolutionaries. Okay, because they were spreading the ideas of liberalism, etc., all these ideas, nationalism. So all these ideas these revolutionaries were spreading. Okay, so that in during between these period, so between the period of 1830 to 1848, so these revolutionaries were quite active. That is why the changes are there. Like if you see, France upheaval in 1830 July, this was in July 1830. So what happened there in the France? There previously there was Napoleon. So after the fall of Napoleon, Bourbon kings, who were previously ruling the France, after the fall of Napoleon, they again became the king. Bourbon kings were restored to the power after the fall of Napoleon, but they were overthrown in this July 1830 by the liberal Louis Philippe. Liberal means they were just supporting the ideas of freedom of individual. Okay, liberal, they were spreading the ideas of freedom of individual, means everyone has the right. They were talking about the equality of all. Okay, so these kind of ideas these were promoting. So there was liberal Louis Philippe. So Louis Philippe overthrown the Bourbon king there. Okay, Bourbon king were overthrown by the Louis Philippe. So this was there, and this took place in the July 1830 in France. Okay, now it has taken place in France. There was some restoration of the power. Okay, as the Bourbon king restored to the power, then again they were overthrew by the Louis Philippe, that was the who was liberal. Okay, so now there were changes in France. Now there is a statement of the Metternich. So Metternich said that when France sneezes, the rest of the Europe catches cold. Means where whatever was happening there in France, it happens in entire Europe, in other countries also, like Germany, Belgium, Greece, etc. Okay, so this much dominance was there of the France there at that time. Okay, so it means Metternich said, it was said by Metternich that when France sneezes, so the whole Europe, the entire Europe catches cold. Means a kind of, means he was saying it it means to say that whatever was happening there in the France, like the revolutionaries, the upheaval was taking place there in the France. So same thing, same kind of things were happening in other countries also now in the Europe. Okay, like if you see, this July revolution, if you see, the July revolution which took place in the France affected not only France but other neighboring countries also. That is why the Metternich said, when France sneezes, other countries also are getting catching cold. That is what the mean of the sense of the sentence is, that whatever was happening in the France, the July revolution, so such revolutions were taking place in other countries also. Like we have in Greece, there was some revolution. Like in the Belgium, there was some revolution. So some more points are there again. Okay, first you note it down. Okay, so this complete points you would write under the age of revolution. So as you are discussing the July revolution, which took place in France, so later it spread in other areas in Europe, like in the Brussels. Okay, July revolution sparked uprising in the Brussels that led to Belgium, because Brussels is the capital of Belgium. So that led to Belgium breaking away from the UK, because earlier it was the part of Europe. Okay, now so now it was just breaking away from the UK. So this was the effect of July Revolution, which was taking place in France, in Belgium also. Now same sort of revolution took place in Greek also. So this is known as the Greek War of Independence. Okay, this is known as the Greek War of Independence. So here, if you see, Greece was the part of the Ottoman Empire since the 15th century. Okay, and the struggle began in 1821, and the struggle, rather I would write here, and the struggle, right here, struggle began in 1821. Okay, what happened? The nationalists in Greece, they got support. The nationalists, those who are living in the Greece, they got support from the other Greeks who were living in, who were in exile there, who were out of country, who were exiled. So they got support from these nationalists, got support from the Greek who were in exile. Okay, like we have the Lord Byron organized fund. Lord Byron was the person who organized fund, and later he just went to fight in the war, where he died of fever in 1824. So finally, there was the Treaty of Constantinople. Okay, that you have to remember. There was the Treaty of Constantinople of 1832. Okay, so this treaty recognized Greece as an independent nation. So Greece got its independence in this year, that is 1832. Okay, by this treaty name is Treaty of Constantinople. Okay, so with this treaty, so Greek was now independent. So these sort of revolutions were taking place in France and in the neighboring countries. Okay, okay, that is all for today. Would be discussing some more about this chapter in the upcoming lectures. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day.